Most people sell their car at 100,000 miles, and that right there is one of the biggest financial mistakes you can make without even realizing it. Somewhere along the way, people started believing that 100,000 miles is the beginning of the end, like the car suddenly becomes unreliable overnight. But that belief didn't come from engineering reality, it came from perception, marketing, and habit. The truth is, modern cars, especially well-built ones like Toyota, are designed to go far beyond that number. Today on Check Engine Delight, we're breaking down exactly what separates a car that dies early from one that just refuses to quit. Stay with me because around the middle of this video, I'm going to show you one silent habit that destroys engines slowly without any warning signs, and once you understand it. Wait towards the end to hear about something almost nobody talks about. Let's dive in. Why 100,000 miles is not the end. Dealerships love when you believe that your car is getting old at 100,000 miles because that's the exact moment when you start thinking about replacing it. A new car feels safer, more reliable, and more modern, but what most people don't realize is that they're stepping into a cycle that benefits the industry far more than it benefits them. Modern engines are built with better materials, tighter tolerances, and more efficient systems than ever before. They are not designed to fail at 100,000 miles. In fact, if properly maintained, many of them are just getting into their most stable and predictable phase. What actually kills cars is not mileage, it's neglect. Small issues that seem harmless at first slowly build up over time until they become expensive failures. A skipped oil change here, a warning light ignored there, a strange noise that gets dismissed for months. None of these things feel urgent in the moment, but together, they quietly shorten the life of the car. That's why two identical vehicles can have completely different outcomes. One struggling at 150,000 while the other feels solid at 300,000. The difference is never luck, it's always decisions. The only thing that matters for 400,000 miles. If you strip away all the myths, all the marketing, and all the noise, there is one thing that matters more than anything else when it comes to making a car last 400,000 miles. High-mileage cars are not maintained perfectly, they are maintained consistently. That means small actions repeated over time instead of big actions done occasionally. People who drive cars to extreme mileage don't wait for problems to become obvious. They stay slightly ahead of them. They change fluids before they break down completely. They pay attention to small changes in how the car feels, and they treat maintenance as a routine instead of a reaction. It sounds simple, and that's because it is. But that simplicity is exactly why most people ignore it. They wait for something to go wrong before they act. By the time a problem becomes noticeable, it's usually already more expensive than it needed to be. Consistency turns small, cheap fixes into long-term reliability. Inconsistency turns small issues into major repairs. The three systems that decide everything. No matter what car you drive, its long-term survival depends on three core systems. Everything else matters, but these three decide whether your car makes it past 200,000 or dies long before that. The first is the engine, which depends heavily on clean oil, proper lubrication, and stable combustion. If the engine is protected from excessive friction and heat, it can last hundreds of thousands of miles without major issues. The second is the transmission, which is often the most expensive component to repair or replace. Unlike engines, transmissions tend to fail more suddenly and cost significantly more to fix, which is why neglecting transmission fluid is one of the fastest ways to kill a car financially. The third system is the cooling system, which most drivers completely underestimate. Overheating even once can cause long-term damage that doesn't always show immediately but shortens the engine's lifespan dramatically. These three systems work together, and if even one of them is ignored, the entire car suffers. If they are maintained properly, the car becomes incredibly resilient, capable of handling mileage that most people would never expect. Here's the part that almost nobody talks about, and it's one of the biggest reasons engines fail earlier than they should. It's not aggressive driving, it's not high mileage, it's short trips. Driving your car for 5 or 10 minutes at a time might seem harmless, but it actually creates one of the worst conditions for engine health. When the engine doesn't fully warm up, moisture builds up inside it. That moisture mixes with oil and slowly turns into sludge. This sludge doesn't trigger warning lights, it doesn't make obvious noise, and it doesn't cause immediate failure. Instead, it quietly reduces lubrication, clogs internal passages, and increases wear over time. The real cost of selling early versus keeping your car. Most people think they're making a smart financial decision by selling their car early and upgrading to something newer. But when you actually break down the numbers, the opposite is often true. Buying a new car means dealing with depreciation, which is one of the biggest hidden costs in ownership. Within the first few years, a new car can lose a significant portion of its value, sometimes up to half. That loss doesn't feel like a payment, but it's money that disappears nonetheless. On top of that, there are higher insurance costs, taxes, and monthly payments that add up over time. Now compare that to maintaining a car you already own. Even with regular maintenance and occasional repairs, the total cost is often significantly lower than owning a new vehicle. High-mileage drivers understand this. They don't chase newness, they maximize value. They treat their car as an asset that can keep serving them instead of something that needs to be replaced regularly. Over time, this approach can save thousands of dollars simply by avoiding unnecessary upgrades and focusing on keeping what already works in good condition. If you want your car to last longer and cost you less over time, this is the kind of content you don't want to miss. Hit subscribe now. Should you keep your car or sell it? At some point, every car owner reaches the same question. Should I keep this car or should I move on? Most people base that decision purely on mileage, but that's not the right way to think about it. Mileage is just a number. What actually matters is condition. If your engine is running smoothly, your transmission shifts properly, and your car hasn't been severely neglected, there's usually no strong reason to get rid of it. On the other hand, if the car has been poorly maintained, overheated multiple times, or shows signs of serious mechanical issues, then selling might make more sense. The key is understanding the difference between a car that is aging naturally and one that is deteriorating due to neglect. A well-maintained car at 180,000 miles can be far more reliable than a neglected car at 90,000. This is where most people get it wrong. They assume mileage equals risk, when in reality, maintenance history tells the real story. Keeping a good car is often the smarter move, but only if it has been treated properly over time. If this video changed the way you think about your car, hit like, subscribe to Check Engine Delight, and drop a comment telling me how many miles are on your car right now. Because the difference between selling at 100,000 and driving to 400,000 doesn't happen overnight. It starts with what you do next.